Hello and welcome back. In this lesson, we will be covering prototyping and interaction designs in Figma. You will learn how to connect screens to create user flows, add basic interactions and animations, and preview your designs to simulate real user experiences. By the end of this session, you will understand how to turn static designs into interactive prototypes for testing and presentation. Let's get started. So you are welcome to a very important topic in this course. Also in UI UX design, prototype. Normally, if you are to ask, if I'm to ask you what is a prototype, so many of you will have different definitions of prototype. So it's just like a model. So I will come, let's look at so now we are in section 9, prototyping and interaction designs. So we are going to look at connecting screens for user flow, creating basic interactions and animations, previewing and testing design. So we'll just look at this. So like now if I'm to ask you, what's a prototype? It's just as some people will say it's like a model. Some people used to say it's like a blueprint of the actual product. It's just like a model. So back then in school, as an engineering student, our final project was to build mechanical speed bump power generator. You know, on the road when you are passing, there are speed bumps. So you can use it to generate power, you can use it to generate electricity. So that was our project. So we did not have the means, the capacity to do it properly, go to the road, like do the one that will be on the road so that we can use it to generate electricity. So what did we do? We did a model, a prototype. That was what we did. So we got some materials and we did it so that if you climb on it, as people are climbing on it, it's generating power. If you just climb on it, light will come up. So that was what we did. It was a prototype we were asked to do since we did not have the means to do the actual products. So almost all the products, anything you see, the first stage is always prototype. Any in engineering, all the products you've seen, the first thing is always a prototype. It's from the prototype you now know, okay, this is going to work out or not. So it's a very important one. The first thing is the prototype. So now you are designing an app. As a UI UX designer, you are designing an app or a website. So you are going to do a prototype of how that app or the website is going to flow, is going to interact. So that's why we are in this topic. What is prototyping? Prototyping is a process of creating interactive UI designs that simulate how a real application or website will work. Do you hear that? Just like what I've been trying to explain. It allows designers to test navigation, demonstrate user flow, show screen transitions, improve user experience. Importance of prototyping. Prototyping helps designers visualize user interactions, identify design issues early, improve user experience, present designs professionally, test app or website flow before development, connecting screen for user flow. User flow refers to the path user follow while interacting with the design. Example, we have the splash screen, which is the welcome screen. From the splash screen, you go to the login screen, you go to the home page. So that is the user flow. When you launch an app, the first screen you are going to see, we call it splash screen. Some people call it welcome screen. So from the splash screen now, will now take you to the login screen. From the login screen, now take you to the home page. So that is the user flow. That's what we know as user flow. Connecting screens in Figma. Step one, select an element, example a button, open the prototype tab, drag the connection arrows to another screen, choose the interaction type. So we are going to do that in Figma. Common navigation examples: login button to home page, menu item to settings page, sign up button to registration page. Creating basic interactions. Interactions define what happens when users perform actions. Example, clicking a button, hovering over an item, swiping between screens. So that is interaction. Common interaction types. Interaction purpose. On click, triggered when click. Over, trigger when mouse hovers. Drag, triggered when dragging. After delay, triggered automatically after time. Adding animations. Animations can help create smooth transitions between screens. Common animation styles: instant, dissolve, smart animate, slide in, slash out. So we are done, when I'm done showing you how prototype works, you can try out the animations. Smart animate. Smart animate creates smooth movement between elements with similar layers. It is commonly used for button effects, card transitions, screen navigation. Previewing design. Figma allows designers to preview prototype before development. So you are going to preview how it's going to be. So steps: click the present button, interact with the prototype, test navigations and transitions. Testing design. Testing helps designers identify usability issues, improve navigation, check interaction, ensure smooth user experience. So testing process will help to achieve all this. Benefits of interaction design. Interaction design helps improve usability, make interfaces more engaging, provide better user feedback, very important, create realistic user experience. So as a UI UX designer, you don't just design static designs, just static pictures. You design and you also give life to that design by, so that is where prototype comes in. It's not just a static design like graphic designers will do. You design and also give life to the design. So let's go to Figma. I'm here in Figma. I have this. So okay. So I want us to look at how we are going to interact with this. So I'll come to the present buttons, which I talk about. I'll click on it so that we can preview our prototype, can preview our design. So you can see, just like that's open a phone screen for us. You can see the interaction. I can scroll up, I can scroll down, I can do horizontal scrolling. If I click on this, it will take me to the screen. If I click on this, take me back to the home. So I can click on this and it shows success. That means I've made my payment. I can click on this and that will go away. So you can see how interactive designs can be. So now let's go and do it. Now I will maintain this design and this design. So by now you are able to design something like this. So I will just do more emphasis on this one. So I'm going to redesign this one. So I will shift this one. Okay. So I want to redesign. So I want to redesign that one. So I'll pick my phone. So, all right. So okay, let me see, bring this one closer so that you can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is I will have this, I'll call it header. Okay, let's use the same color here. I'll add a text, I'll call it header. So I'll increase the text size, I'll make it bold. I'll take it to the middle. Okay, let it be like that. Okay. Now I'm going to bring something like this. I'll draw some shapes here. I think this is okay. So I will just duplicate it. All right. So I want something that I can scroll. So I'm going to drag this. I will click on the frame. So you can drag your frame down. So like I say, you can adjust the resize your frame. I talked about that earlier in the class. So I can just I will just bring it down. I just keep duplicating. Control D. Okay, and that is okay. I will click on this thing all over again. I will drag it down. Then I will pick this one. I'm going to draw a little button here. So I will call this one, and this one will be the footer. So I will pick the same color. All right. So I have like some buttons here. So I will just be taking it. So I will select the three of them to be at the center. Okay. Now let's look at this. I will go to prototypes. I want to preview it. So I'm going to click on present. So let's look at how it's going to be like. You can see this. It's scrolling. But if you notice that it's taking the header and the footer along. So I want the header and the footer to be fixed to the screen. So what I'm going to do now is I'll come back here. I'll click on this one. I'll click on this one. And I will click on this one. The two of them. I'll just group them. I'll call it header. So I'll call it header. I'll go to the prototype. Scroll behavior, I will say fix, which is stay in place. I will fix it. So I will come to this one. I will select everything here. I'm going to group it. I'll call it footer. So the same thing, fix, which is stay in one place. So I will come here. So I'll come to the position, I will click on this one and I will choose button for this button. So this is a prototype and tab. Okay, so let's play it. Let's look at how it's going to be. If if the header and the footer are fixed to the same position. So let's see. You can see now the header and the footer is no longer moving, just this moving. So we've achieved that. So let's come back. I'm going to do horizontal scrolling. So I will just do this one like this. Then I will duplicate it. I'll duplicate it. So now if I go to present, you notice that even this one too is also moving. Like if I try to scroll it, it's not working. So let's come back. What I'm going to do is I will select the three of them and I will move them out of the frame. I'll move them outside the frame. I'll keep them like this. Then I will just duplicate it. I'll keep duplicating it. So I'll keep duplicating it. Let me do one more. So before I continue, I'll come to core interactions in prototyping. So we have, no matter how complex the prototype will be, if you understand these core interactions, you won't have issue. The first one is known as page level vertical scrolling, which is what we did here, the one we've achieved, which is this one. That is the first one. Now the second one is component level horizontal scrolling. The page level vertical scrolling, creating designs that allow users to scroll up and down through a page naturally, just like a real website or mobile application. So component level horizontal scrolling, designing interactive sections such as card, image slider, or product list that users can scroll horizontally within a page or screen. So which is what we are working on now. So we are trying to create component level horizontal scrolling. So that's we are in two now. So what I'm going to do now is I will select all of them and I will right click and I will say frame selection. I will frame selection. Then to I will drag it inside a frame. Then I will just adjust this. Then I will scroll down and say clip content. Then I will go to the prototype tab and scroll. What is the overflow? I'll turn horizontal. So this one now, leave it the way it is. So let's look at it again. So let's look at. So if you understand the concepts, you can do any prototype, no matter how complex the screen may be. You can see now if I'm scrolling now, you can see it's scrolling now. The horizontal is working, the vertical is working, the header and the footer they are fixed to the same position. So now we'll come back here. So we've achieved that. So I'll just shift this guy a bit. So let me zoom out a bit. So what is going to happen now is we are going to do, let me see, zoom out. Okay, let me delete this. Delete this. So what I'm doing now is there were some um when I came here earlier, I have to show you how the prototype works. So there were some interactions already. I've already created prototype with it. So that is how to delete it. What I did there is just to delete the prototype. So I think I'm done deleting all of them. So I don't know. Let me just do control. Okay. So just click on the screen like this one now. Just click here and delete it. I wanted this one to show. So all right. So let's move. The next one is cross-page interactions and navigation, connecting different screens or pages together to simulate user flow, navigations, and transition between interfaces. Now, look at this. If you notice, for example, you have WhatsApp, you can switch between chat, status. In WhatsApp, no. Now, you know that you can switch between calls, update, tools, just like that. If you click on if you look at the tabs at the bottom, if you click on calls, it will take you to the call page. Click on updates, it will take you to the updates page. Click on chat, it will take you to the chat page. So all those things is what we call cross page interactions and navigation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, if you click on this guy, it will take you to his screen. So what I will do now is I will just come here, you click on this, I will click on this guy here. Let me zoom in a bit. So I can probably drag this guy down to this screen. I'll just drag the plus icon. So it's connected, leave everything the way it is. So if I click on this one, it will take me back to this one. So I'll just click this guy and drag it down here. Click the plus icon and drag it down here. So what is going to happen now is, let's go to the prototype again. And see if I click on this one, take me to this one. If I click on this one, I'll go back. So I can have as many pages. If I have like WhatsApp have like 4 tabs, that means those 4 tabs are connected to 4 pages. So that is how to do that. Now another one is, which is the last one, overlays and modals, creating pop-ups, dialog boxes, menus, and notification screen that appear above the main interface to display additional information or actions. So just like you are in an app, you now click on pay now. You now click on something will just pop up and it will say success. So that's what we are going to do now. So now this one is different. I'll click on it. I will come to interactions. What is the action on tap? And what is the trigger on tap? What is the action? I'm going to use open overlay, not navigate to. I'm using open overlay. Is this one that I did? You should use navigate to. So I will use open overlay, not navigate to. Please take note. So overlay. Then I will now pick the screen 3. The other ones we did, which if we click on these buttons, it take us to this one, click on this one, take it to this one. That one is navigate to, if you use. But this one, that we want this to pop up on this screen. So you use overlay. If I click on this one again, you can now see now it just pop up on the screen using overlay. If I click outside, it goes up. If I click again. So if I click on this one, it's not working. But I have to go and fix it. So now we'll click on this guy. I will click on this. There are some settings you can do here. You can adjust the background color, but I'm using black. Always make it transparent. If it's not transparent, let's see what is going to happen. I'm really taking my time to teach you this so that you would understand it better. I'm taking my time so that I will not have issues with this. I'll click on this. If I click on this, notice that the transparency of this background was set to 100, meaning that it's going to cover what other things. So what we are going to do now is this transparency, at least leave it as 30 so that it will be transparent. If you come now, you can see now it's not transparent. It doesn't cover the rest. So what is going to happen now is, another thing you can do now is still here. Notice that if I click here, the sources disappear. But if I close this, if I uncheck this, say close when clicking outside, if I uncheck this, if I click on this, if I click outside, it doesn't disappear. So I want that if you click outside, it doesn't disappear. Use this one to remove it. So I'm going to fix this. So I will now come to this one. I will use the rectangle here. I'll come to interactions on top, and I will now say close overlay. I just click on close overlay. So now if I click on this guy, it closes, it opens, you see. So I can come back to the main screen. You can see you can horizontal scrolling, you can see. Okay, you can always press R on your keyboard to reset. So take it to the main screen. So let's look at it once again. So I'll click on this one. I'll now click on present. So let it start from the beginning again. So I'm really taking my time. So those are the core interactions in prototyping. So the page level vertical scroll, which is this, what I'm doing now. Now the component level horizontal scroll. Now the cross page interaction, which is this one. Come back again. Then the overlay slash modal, I'll click on it. So now should be able to do exactly what I've done. So practice with it. Do exactly what I've done. Okay, all right. So I'll progress. So the last thing I'm going to do now is I'll come to this design. This design that I believe you've done this. So this is our design. So I will come here. It's my guys to. So I will come to this design. Now, if I click on, let's start from the first one. If I click on this, I want to preview it. So get started should take me to another screen, but it's not working because there's no prototype. So I'll come to the prototype tab. If you click on this button, it should take you to this screen. You can see my grid here. So when you are done with grid, you can always remove it. You scroll down, you see this eye icon, just like in layers. You just remove it, bring it back. So you can always remove your grid when you are done. So I want this button to take me down here. You can click on it. You can pass through interactions, on tap. What's the action? Navigate to. What's the destination? Take me to the item screen, which is this screen. So now, if I click on this one, this beef burger should take me to this screen. So I will just click this one and drag it to this screen. Okay. If I click on this one, it should take me to this other screen. I'll just drag it. So if I click on this button, it should take me to this checkout screen. Same with this one. Can pass through interaction, navigate to checkout. So now let's look at it again. There's another thing, you can download Figma app from Play Store and download it on your phone, which you can always use to view your prototype. Alright, so download Figma app from Play Store. We are using iPhone. I think it should be in App Store. So which you can always use to view your prototype. So get started. Now take me to the screen. If I click, I want to order beef burger, to take me here. When I'm done, and now say add to cart. Okay, how do I go back? I created a screen for checkout, or I've connected a checkout. So I didn't do that. Back to menu is not working because I didn't connect it. So I will come back here and I will click on this text. So this back to menu to take me back to the home screen, to the item screen. So now I think if I click on this, it will take me back to the item screen. So I can just go back, do this. This guy too, this home icon here, you can come here and click on it. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, go to interactions, on tap, navigate to destination items. So let's come back here again. If I click on this guy, take me back down here. So if you have a screen for this, you can. So that's how it works. If I click on this guy, if I want to go back, I can use back to menu, or I use this one, any one that is convenient for me. All right. I hope you really enjoy yourself with this particular topic. So that is how prototype works. This is when you give your design life, not just static design. As a UI UX designer, you don't create static designs. So you give life to your designs. Prototyping and interactions and interaction design. So that is the end of this lesson, the end of this particular topic.